viewers, today on Sunday, 6 June 2022, happy gathering with me. I will provide you the real news which is taken factually from fields, either national or international. Let's begin the news today. Israel borders explained in maps. More than 70 years after Israel declared a statehood, its borders are yet to be entirely settled. Wars, treaties, and occupation means the shape of the Jewish state has changed over time and its part is still undefined. Okay, here's a series of maps explaining why. The land which would become Israel was for centuries part of the Turkish-ruled Ottoman Empire. After World War I and the collapse of the empire, territory known as Palestine, the portion of which west of the River Jordan was also known as the land of Israel by Jews, was marked out and assigned to Britain to administrator by the victorious Allied powers. The term of the mandate entrusted Britons with establishing in Palestine a national home for the Jewish people, so long as doing so did not prejudice the civil and the religious rights of non-Jewish communities there. The rise of Palestine Arab nationalism coupled with the rapid growth of Palestine's smaller Jewish population, especially after the advent of narrative in the 1930s, saw an escalation in Arab Jewish violence in Palestine. Britain handed the problem to the United Nations, which is 1947 proposed partitioning Palestine into two scholars, one Jewish, one Arab with the Jerusalem. Bethlehem area to become an international city. The plan was accepted by Palestinian Jewish leadership but rejected by Arab leaders. Okay. The Jewish leadership in Palestine declared the establishment of the State of Israel on 14 May 1948, the moment the British mandate terminated talk without announcing its borders. The following day, Israel was invaded by 5 Arab armies, marking the start of Israel's War of Independence. The fighting ended in 1949 with a series of ceasefires, producing an armistice line along Israel. In 1994, Jordan became the second Arab state to recognize Israel, formalizing its long border with the Jewish. The biggest change to Israel frontiers came in 1967, when the conflict known as the Six-Day War left Israel in occupation of the Sinai Peninsula, the Gaza Strip, the West Bank, East Jerusalem, and most of the Syrian Golan Heights, effectively tripling the size of territory under Israel control. Israel effectively annexed East Jerusalem, claimed the whole of the city as its capital and the Golan Heights. These moves were not recognized by the international community until the U.S. changed its official position of the matter under the Trump administration, becoming the first major power to do so. Overwhelmingly, international opinion continues to consider East Jerusalem and the Golan Heights as occupied territory. One of Israel's land borders was formally from the first time in 1979, when Egypt became the first Arab country to recognize the Jewish state. Under the treaty, Israel borders with Egypt was set and Israel withdrew all its forces and settlers from the Sinai, a process which was complete in 1982. That left Israel's occupation of the Gaza Strip, East Jerusalem, and the Golan Heights. With its frontiers, its main include excluding that of Egypt, still delineated by 1949 armistice lines. While there has not yet been a peace treaty between Israel and Lebanon, the two countries in 1949 armistice line surfaced and Israel de facto border, while Israel border with Syria remains unsettled. Similarly, Israel has had de facto border with Gaza since it pulled its troops and settlers out in 2004. 5, but Gaza and the West Bank are considered a single occupied entity by the UN, and the official borders have not yet been determined. Final status and control of the West Bank, Gaza, and East Jerusalem are meant to be decided in negotiation between Israel and the Palestinians living there under Israel occupation. But decades of on-off talk have so far proved fruitless. Okay, that's it for information and news today. Stay healthy, stay safe, and don't forget to wear your mask. Thank you.